Well, ladies and gentlemen, welcome. Welcome to Tobin Brothers in North Melbourne, in Melbourne, Victoria. And particularly I'd like to welcome members of the media that are gathered here this morning, but also all those who are watching via a webcast around the world today. We've received emails overnight from people who are going to be watching with us from America, from Asia and from parts of Europe. So welcome to you. This is an historic day for Tobin Brothers Funerals. It's an historic day for the funeral industry. And we're really glad that we're able to share it with so many people around the world today. Tobin Brothers Funerals has been a first mover in so many things over the years, and today is no exception to that. Over the years, Tobin Brothers has done so many things as we've displayed on our banner here today. Of course, we started in 1934, conducting our first funeral there on display. We were the first ones in the funeral industry to move our vehicles from black into silver, and that happened in the 50s. We're involved in the first televised funeral that took place of Dr. Archbishop Mannix in the 60s, and that was televised here on TV in Melbourne. Of course, we're the first also to introduce death and bereavement educational services, and the great David Treloar in the 70s led the pathway that now so many people enjoy today in various communities around Australia. Just about every community has access to loss and grief counselling today, and we pay tribute today to someone like David Treloar, who led the light and the way for us all. Of course, in the 80s, we were the first to start an all-female division funeral company here in Melbourne, Victoria, with Francis Tobin Funerals by Women. And so we are here today with another first, ladies and gentlemen, and out the front of our chapel today is our family funeral coach and our Dodge hearse. We've got a hearse from the 40s, we've got a modern family funeral coach. Once again, our funeral coach is the first of its kind and the only one of its kind in the Australian funeral industry. We have a number of coffins here displayed from the 40s, and haven't they come a long way to the contemporary units that we have on display down the rear there. And having our uniforms as displayed over there come a long way from the days of top hats into more contemporary uniforms of today. So we're all talking about progression, we're talking about new things, we're talking about first movers, and today I'm delighted to have the opportunity to share with you a first for the funeral industry worldwide and an exclusive. So the Tobin Brothers Memory Maker today replaces all of the items that are on display there that once upon a time a funeral planner would take out to a family home, and it's all replaced by this one unit here today. And we're so proud at Tobin Brothers about that, because it takes transparency to a new level. We're taking down the veil that surrounded, the secrecy that surrounded death and funerals, and it's been around for far too long. And I think Memory Maker, and I'm sure you'll all agree, takes things to a greater new level. Already in recent weeks we've been using it and testing it with client families, and as recent as 2 weeks ago I used it with a family that had 12 members, siblings in their family, a number of them located at various parts around the world. All of them were able to be involved in the funeral arrangements, were able to be involved in making selections for their mother's funeral and to have input. That wasn't possible in the past, and all of them were able to do that in the comfort of their own homes, whereas 2 of the family members were doing in travelling through airports around the world to come to their mother's funeral here in Melbourne, Australia. We're delighted with Memory Maker. We've tested it with our inclined families internally now for 6 months, and it has made an enormous difference. An enormous difference to our client families about making better informed decisions than they've had the opportunity to do in the past. I particularly like to pay tribute to the people who have been part of this project with us in Think Tank Social, who have helped us build this new funeral application. As I said earlier, the first of its kind in the world. The first of its kind in the world. So thank you to Think Tank Social, who have been our partners in bringing this new technology to the community of Melbourne and the community of Australia. I'd be delighted to take any questions that you have today on Memory Maker, and I'll welcome any one-on-one interviews with the media following the launch here today. And in particular, I'd like to thank all those people who have been watching on the webcast, and I hope that they can stay around for the questions that we're now going to take from the floor. Thank you. The it really evolved, and we've had this sort of technology, or some of this technology, available via our website for some time. And basically, we're the only funeral company in the country that has all of its prices and all of its items displayed on our website. And we thought it was natural to take it to the new level, a new level to allow client families, no matter what day or night or time it is, that they can download it easily and make better informed decisions. You know, often client families are ringing us prior to the funeral, prior to a death, and often there's a lot of sitting around at different times waiting for a death. And having a mother that died of cancer, I understand that, and we sat around for quite a bit of time prior to her death, and something like this would have been fantastic to make all the planning for the funeral. And we think that that's fantastic for families to make better informed decisions at the time of absolutely planning a funeral. Other questions?
Is Memory Maker available for PCs and laptops as well as just tablets? The old generations who might just have a home computer, are they able to access them there?
At the moment, it's available via the App Store and via Google Play. So it's available for tablets and for iPhones. So iPhones and for tablets, and also for Android phones and Android tablets. I'm not sure about for older technology, but of course our website's still available, which helps families make better informed decisions, but not to the same detail that Memory Maker does. Other questions? I think one of the things about costs with a funeral is that if you think about all the major purchases that one will make in a lifetime, and you think of our houses first, and then perhaps a vehicle and insurances, educations, etc., a funeral often fits into the top 12 expenses that one will take out in their lifetime. And I think that for far too long, people haven't been able to make really well-informed decisions about that, what's associated with planning a funeral. And I think that this just takes it to a new level, and a new level of transparency. And that's what we're delighted about at Tobin Brothers, is we want to be known as the most transparent funeral company, the most transparent funeral company. And I believe through the development and the launching of Memory Maker, we've achieved that. Other questions? Yeah, good question. No, there's no cost associated with downloading Memory Maker. You can go to the App Store now and download it, and it's free of charge for your iPhone or for your iPad. No charge at all. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we're happy to do one-on-ones with the rest of the media gathered here this morning. Thank you to those who've joined us via the worldwide webcast, and we wish you a good morning, and thanks for being with us this morning.